And the lady that runs the laundromat comes up to me and she says, "Excuse me, ma'am, but your daughter..." So I said, "Could you repeat that? Because I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm doing math. I'm subtracting her age from my age and discovering, yes, I am biologically capable of being her mother." And that's when my hearing went, you know? So I had to ask, again, "Could you repeat that, what you said?" So she says, she put the clothes in the lower dryer and put the money in the upper dryer. All right, I can pass that message along. So I go to my roommate and I say, "Hey, you put your clothes in the bottom dryer and you put the money for the upper dryer." And she says, and I quote, "No, I didn't! It couldn't be possible! I didn't do it! I didn't do it! No! It's not possible! It's not possible! It's not possible! It's not possible!" And she runs out, and she's outside the laundromat on the phone, leading her own life, and I am looking at her, another version of me, and I stand here in amazement on how mature I have become. Because she's the kind of person I always wanted to be. I grew up with her. I grew up with all these people around me. Functioning alcoholics. They go out every night and they socialize and they're around people and they do the stuff. They do the stuff, the social things. And I tried so hard to be like everyone else in my town, you know, but the puking got in the way. I could only keep up so many rounds. But my roommate, she's young, you know, she's young, she's social media, she's a social media person. She's the one that you can't tell her, she's got it all handled. She knows what she's doing. It's all over the Facebook. I went on a bender, I know what I'm doing, I know who I am, don't you tell me. So I can't, you know, and she's my roommate, and the last thing you want to do is offer a situation, because as you can see, I'm rather chill. You know, that's what I offer in life, is chill. Maybe not here at this moment, but like in reality, you know, that's where I live. I live in reality. I'm very chill. So the last thing you want in a roommate situation is situation, right? You don't want that. So I started thinking of other things to say to her, like, "Gee, you throw up a lot." Because she would get home at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and I would just hear her trying. Okay, so my room door is right here, and the door to the bathroom is right where that table starts, and that's what I wake up to. It's like the wretch of youth, you know, that wretch of youth. And you know, I started feeling a little self-conscious, because I think she started feeling a little self-conscious, because I believe I might have said it to her just a little too much, because I noticed she started going to the kitchen and puking in the sink, right? It's a metal sink, there's an echo, you know? And I noticed none of you said ew, because you've been there. I was at another show and somebody had the audacity to say ew, and it's like, "You're living in New York. This is full of rats and vermin. You can't say ew. There's no ew here. You're covered in germs." But she's, you know, she does this, and you know, and she runs out. She gets the work. She gets the jobs. She does the stuff. You know, she does it. She does, and she's able to drink all this stuff, and I cannot keep up with that. I just can't. I mean, just the thought of it just wears me out. So one night, she comes home at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I know it was her, because I hear this large, loud knocking on my door. And it's not up here. It's all the way down the bottom. It sounded like it was coming from the floor. And it was loud, it was frantic, and on the other side I could hear, Maggie, 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 Maggie. So I come to the door and I open it, and there she is, on all fours. And she's crawling into the apartment. And as she does that, she says to me, and she just reaches behind her and points to the man that's standing in front of my door. And says, "That's my cousin Carlos! Carlos is my roommate Maggie!" I mean, despite all the drinking and drunkenness, she can still maintain the common courtesy of introducing me to her family. That takes commitment. So I'm impressed. I am impressed by that. Because, like, I'm not that excited. I mean, I watch too much YouTube. I watch a lot. I mean, I watched a lot of it was stand-up comedy. And then I started watching serial killers. Because you gotta be able to relate to people, right? I mean, they're really popular. Their shows are really popular. You know, one guy, I don't know. I'm assuming it's a guy because I'm a girl, and I'm just going to assume all the really shitty things are done by guys because that's our job, right? Isn't that what we do? Oh, there's a shitty thing out there. Some guy did it, right? Okay. So I saw a comment on one of these serial killer YouTube videos. Ted Bundy is my favorite serial killer. Now, I just want you guys to know I don't have a favorite serial killer. Because they're serial killers. A serial killer kills people, like one at a time, with their bare hands. There's a lot of heavy lifting. There's an odor. You know, there's power tools involved. It's really complicated. You know, I could never do that. I could never do that. Well, not only that, because I'm a comedian and, you know, having people come back to the show, repeat business, I mean, that's what we thrive on. And if you actually physically kill instead of metaphorically kill, you know, it's a poor business model is what I'm saying. It's a poor business model. But we all have in our lives encountered during the journey of living here on this earth. I mean, I don't care. You know, don't run around getting all sane or steam with me. Because there have been times in your lives where no matter what you do, there will always be that one person, that all they have to do is breathe. And you're pissed off. Yeah. But you can't kill them. It's illegal. I've tried. I check. And I haven't killed anybody. I went back and checked. I haven't killed anyone. It's illegal. You're not supposed to. However, there are people I want to punch in the face. And you're not supposed to do that either. That's not socially acceptable. I used to do that when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, you know, and then I punched a kid in the face. And then they pulled me aside and said, you can't do that. Because if you punch a person in the face, that's antisocial. And then people won't like you. And that's part of being, I'm a people. I'm a person. So everyone is supposed to like one another. That's their job. This is what I was told when I was in kindergarten. Person's job, but they're supposed to like one another. They're supposed to get along. Can we all get along? We're supposed to do that. So I've had to talk myself down from these awful cliffs of anger. You ever do that? Your hands contain one of the highest percentage of bones in your entire body. So I have developed this mantra. My hands are worth more than that person's face. And I've been doing that. And it feels really good. Because my hands are fantastic. They're little. They're tiny. They look like they can do something I can't. I do, you know. I'm not a sculptor. I don't play guitar. I just stand and talk to people I don't know and tell them really disgusting, horrible things. Because I can't, you know, I don't want to do it to a therapist. It's better to have like an audience and have more people that can relate to where you are, you know, because I know I'm not alone in this. But I've worked on this, and then I told a friend of mine, I said, listen, I worked on this mantra, tell me what you think. And I said, my hands are worth more than that person's face. And he said that that was violent. It's like, how can it be violent? I didn't hit the guy, right? I'm just looking at my hands saying, look, my hands are worth more than that person's face, and that person's an asshole, you know? I could do without that person's face, but you know, I have to put myself in that person's shoes, and they could probably use their face. I mean, you kind of need a face, right? You kind of do. It doesn't have, you know, it doesn't have to look good. It doesn't have to look good at all. It doesn't. But you have to have a face. It's important. But there have been times where I've wanted to actually rip a person's face off, but you can't do that either, because first of all, I always bite my nails so I don't have a good grip. And then there's the peeling part. And then, you know, the musculature on your face is like so ingrained on your skull, you know, and then try to tick. It's just, there's so much work involved in that, you know? It's just, you can't do, I mean, you can if you want to. I don't want to. I mean, that's just gross. I mean, I have limits, but I have thought. I can't stop thinking about that. Well, I can't. So what I do is I just tell a bunch of strangers in a basement somewhere in town, saying, hey, I've imagined myself actually reaching out and punching someone in the face. And you know, not just anybody. Do you ever get someone that calls? Like I work in customer service, so I naturally hate people. Okay? I've been listening to America for 30 years, and I got to say, you know, you're great, but you're still an asshole, okay? There are people that will call a doctor's office after hours saying, I don't want to disturb him. Does he call in to check his messages? I want to call back today, but it's not an emergency. That person gets a punch in the face. It's either an emergency or it's not. Or get the fuck off my phone. I can't say that. I can't tell you to get the fuck off my phone, but it's either you want to call back today. Get specific is what I'm saying. Don't generalize. Does he check in the messages? I don't want to disturb him. I'm bleeding all over, but I don't want. If you act like that on the phone, I want to punch you in the face. That's my first. In fact, I will call the doctor and I will tell the doctor that I want to punch that person in the face. And guess what the doctor will do? The doctor will laugh, because the doctor knows that they want to punch you in the face too. I have an uncle, okay, who was a doctor, okay? He was a pediatrician. And one Saturday morning at 6 a.m., a mother calls him at home and says, what do I do? My kid has 7 snowsuits on. What do I do? He can't move. And he tells him, gee, 7 snowsuits, it's just a little bit much. Like, how many snowsuits do you wear? 1? Well, okay, 1 is fine. If you want to put another one, 7's enough. 7's too much. And then she felt bad. She felt bad about calling him at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, so what he told her was that's okay. Every Saturday morning, I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I wax the kitchen floor. That's bullshit. I mean, that's really being polite, you know. He totally did that. He's dead now. I mean, I can't take him up and prove to you. But he did that. He actually said that. And then for years, that woman believed that he actually did that. If he actually, some people might actually think that that's a really, really cool thing, that he would wake up at 6 o'clock. You want him to come to your house at 6 o'clock in the morning and wax your kitchen floor. Okay, so that was lame. So I'm not going to go in that direction. All right. Okay, so now we know. Now we know. I'm doing a show in my hometown at the end of the month. It's a Scranton Fringe Festival. And I just found out last night that they put my face on the billboard in my hometown. Right? Yeah. And it's not a pretty picture of me. It's not. It's not the pretty picture. It's the one where I'm like, you know? But it made the billboard. It's on my home. I just found out last night. It's on my Facebook. That is the actual real billboard of my face. And I'm like, holy shitballs. You know, you just don't have to be pretty anymore, which is great. This is great. I just love it. Love it. Oh my God. So, all right. When I first moved to the city, I really wanted to get an apartment, but I couldn't afford to live by my own, so I was looking in the ads for a share. And this one place they had, there was this nice lady, she had cats. So I went to the interview, and we got along with a good interview, and she had 3 cats, and it was really cool. I'm like, all right, so I really want this apartment. So I went to the pet store, and I got catnip. And the thing is, I love cats. I never lived with them, so the catnip I got was a big bag that looks like oregano. And I took the whole bag, and I rubbed it all over me. And when I got there, those cats ran at me. I mean, they were stuck to me like Velcro. And the owner of the cats, she says, they've never responded to me like that. I said, well, I've got a certain animal attraction. Unfortunately, it only works on cats. I didn't get the apartment, but thanks for rooting for me. Thank you very much. My name is Maggie.